buyer broker agreements. You're gonna get asked a lot, why do we have to do them, right? And you don't wanna just be like, oh, it's mandatory, because then they're gonna get turned off by that. So you wanna do an explanation a little bit. It is mandatory by the National Association of Realtors that any properties being shown is mandatory. Then they're going to ask you how long, right? So how long is our agreement for? Everybody's different. So me personally, I don't want to work with a buyer if they're going to take more than 3 months with a buyer broker agreement. So me personally, I always say, you know, you can do 3 months or you can do as long as 6 months. But it also depends on, you know, if they're selling their house, are they working with another realtor in a different area? You know, there's different factors that go into it, but I'd say 3 to 6 months. You could do as little as 1 month to 3 to 6. You could do 1 day if you want to. Like if they want like a one-time showing, you can do that too, which is not very common, but you could do that. And they're always going to ask you too, how much? So this can get tricky, but we always want to explain everything to them in detail. So you're going to hear what's your commission and what are you going to charge me? You're going to say 3%, but paid by the seller. So they're gonna ask you, oh, I don't have an extra 3% to give you. That's an extra 9 grand, blah, 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 or 12 grand or whatever. You're gonna say, I understand, of course. My goal is to get paid by the seller. Now, in the event that there's a house that you're die hard on and you really, really want it, then we're going to have to discuss my commission, because then you're going to have to pay me if there is no commission being offered by the seller. If no commission is being offered. You're going to have to negotiate with them. Someone's also going to ask you too, along the lines of why. They're going to ask, why you? You know, why not just, if I'm a buyer and, you know, you're my agent, I'm going to say, well, why do I need you to represent me? I can just go through the listing agent directly, and I can just eliminate the purpose of a buyer's agent. So I like to use the analogy of a divorce. If you're getting a divorce from your husband or your wife, do you want to use the same lawyer as them, or do you want your own lawyer to represent you and you want their lawyer to represent them? That's my analogy. You want 2 different representations. Anybody? Yeah, cool.
Unless you're trying to do both sides of the deal.
Unless you're the listing agent, yeah. If you're the listing agent, then, you know, by all means you can do it. But, you know, if you're the buyer's agent and they ask you, why do I need you for? That's your response. You don't want to be into the same, you want somebody in your corner. You don't want someone that's, you know, going to be transacting for both parties. There's going to be a natural conflict of interest no matter what, you know. Anybody have any questions?
How do you answer the question, what makes you better than the other agent?
So yeah, let's take this down here. So, difference. What are some ideas that could make you different from another agent? What separates you from everybody else?
Hey, you guys work harder,
Marketing,
marketing.
work ethic.
The beer experience, not necessarily in our case, but
The team behind you.
How big are other people's experience? You were
Your knowledge,
backed by.
your team behind you. What'd you say, Carlos? You said what? No, a minute ago you said something.
I was on the phone earlier.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said something. Well, what makes you different from every other agent?
As in,
As a buyer, if I'm asking you, why do I have to choose you as my buyer's agent versus someone else? What's your response?
Well, basically, I'm gonna look out for their best interests. I'm gonna work nonstop to get the best deal possible. Gonna try to do my best.
So you're knowledgeable. Even if you don't, and I'm not even gonna put experience in here because not everybody's gonna be experienced. And you, as new agents, or even somewhat seasoned agents, people are gonna ask you, why do I choose you over this guy's been doing it for 20 years? So what you have that the guy that's been doing it for 20 years doesn't have is, you know, the team behind you, the ethical, the honesty, the work ethic, and the determination. Those are all things you can say. And you can add to it too, like, you know, I got your best interest at heart, you know, things like that. But that's a good question because people are going to ask you that. Any other questions? Good. So you're going to get the objections, well, I don't want to sign it. I don't want to sign your form. So they're just going to say straight up, no.
How do you overcome that?
You overcome it by saying, I understand your concern, not wanting to be essentially wrapped up in a agreement with me. However, you know, I base my business on relationships and I value us working exclusively together. So I don't want you running around to a bunch of different people, getting a bunch of different answers. I'd like to work directly with you exclusively, and we can make it happen together. You don't want them getting a bunch of different answers from a bunch of different people, you know? If you want to work with them exclusively, then that's the best way to go about it. Anybody got any questions? No? That's pretty much the whole gist of it, really. Like, there's not really much else to it. Before buyer-broker agreements came out, it was more like relationship-based, you know? Like, because you didn't have, they were always around, but they weren't mandatory. So before they were mandatory, you really had to win people over, and you really had to build their trust and win that relationship. You still have to, of course, but it's not as important now because now we have paper tying them to us. You know, this is a good thing, by the way. This is not a bad thing. For us as agents, this is a good thing because now we're not, you know, tour guides. We actually have serious clients. And if anyone doesn't want to sign an agreement, they're not serious.
Or they're just trying to use you as a tour guide.
Yeah, exactly. Come on in, Becky.
Sorry.
It's all right.
None of this
I'll
question.
have it later.
How's it going? We're done.
Going.
If they don't want to sign it, that means they're not serious, or they just straight up don't like you. Either one. But 9 out of 10 times, if like, I don't want to do it, I'm just going to keep looking on Zillow, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Open houses are free. You don't have to do nothing with an agent. But when you're serious, give me a call, because I only want to work with motivated, serious people. I'm not in the business of entertaining some fantasy you have 2 years down the road. I only work with serious buyers, serious people. And I've told people that before, like, hey, look, you're not ready yet, and that's cool. When you are ready, give me a call. If you want to look at open houses, you know, they're free, they're open, knock yourself out. I can, you know, give you some pointers around town, but when you are ready and you're serious and you're pre-qualified or you got your cash ready, that's when we work together. Maritza, how are you? You're right in the shot. Any like questions about this?
That was just pretty like
Yeah.
straightforward. Yeah.
How's it going? How are you?
We took that off.
I'm gonna edit it out.
Thank you for your conversation.
I'm gonna edit it out. All right.
You guys look through that, bro.
Yeah, please.
Just so you guys can keep track of your clients and see who, you know, who you have a buyer's agreement with. You can run it up on Brokerman, and then you can add it to follow boss on the client's profile.
Start over.
And then you'll keep it. Sorry. Yeah, so another thing I would like to add is just to kind of keep track of your clients and who has a buyer's broker agreement and who doesn't. Just make it create it on Brokerman, and then place it on Follow Up Boss on the profile, and that'll keep you, on track with who signed it and everything. So you're not there running around showing homes to, people who haven't signed it yet. So.
What you mean you work at McDonald's? You just got there.
You should put the, this on that.
Huh?
Oh,
All right. Carlos is gonna come up here and talk about time blocking.
no, it's break.
Why is this stuck?
Stop it.
Damn. I just sliced my finger open. Ow.
You want a napkin?
Yeah, I'm gonna need one. Ouch. I just sliced my finger open. I got a little sad, Papa.
The alcohol?
That thing is sliced.
What, that thing? Oh, goodness.
Oh, it's stuck. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What happened?
This thing is stuck. I'm trying to turn it back over.
This is stuck? Hold on, we got a little.
Juan put it together, so it's his fault.
What cut you? This thing? The thing is, hold on. Let me untie this one up. Wow.
This is his forward.
The thing is all. It's all bent.
It's not straight.
Let me get a little paper chop. Let's see what we got going on. Give him a better grip.
So the day that
That shit sliced me
You're
right.
turning around like this. What are we trying to do? We're just trying to flip it?
Yeah.
For what? You can't do it on this side?
No, there's no reason.
What are we doing, bro?
It was just bothering me that it was stuck. There's
I mean, we'll figure it out. Well, it's just to hold it, I guess, right?
yeah.
Well, one good thing it's not gonna move anymore.
I got an idea.
Oh,
Oh, that's what's going on.
it was stuck.
There you go.
Big brain.
Big break.
I'm gonna set this right here, Maritza.
That's fine.
¿Cómo estás? How you doing? Oh yeah?
Ay, ahí más o menos.
Feeling good? How you feeling?
Yesterday I was going to the hospital.
Yeah?
I was with Yoli. Oh my god, that was so bad. Like, my drive back home, I was like, I just wanted everybody to my car to shut up. I was like, if she kept talking to me.
Yoli? Huele a alcohol.
No, just because I felt so bad. Like,
Oh, everything's going on.
yeah, because I was like, okay.
Really?
Yo venía manejando.
Water. Huh? There's a big you were swollen? Oh. Getting tired. I'm gonna get everybody there.
When I was in grad school,
So I have everyone's attention.
I need to get some sleep.
Don't feel you up more.
Alrighty. I mean, so there's one thing we all struggle with, you know, time. We're always wasting time, doing stuff we're not supposed to. What? I'm not looking at you. And basically, I mean, time blocking, that, you know, helps you with staying organized and staying on top of things. You know, I mean, I struggle with it. I feel like everyone in the business, we're just running around like chickens. We don't know what we're gonna be doing on that specific day. So that's why time blocking is very important. You know, one thing that I highly recommend is doing a breakdown of your day and seeing what you're doing. You know, so for instance, like I know Juan, you wake up early. I mean, you ride horses around what, like 6 a.m.?
Yeah.
So let's say let's use Juan for example. You know, 6 a.m. to like what, like 10 a.m., 9, around 9 or
Busy season until like 11.
11. All right, let's do that. So we'll do 11 a.m. So you got horse riding, right? And it's sloppy. Horse riding. And then from 11 a.m. to 12, probably get home, shower, get ready, right? Okay, so, you know, just get ready for the day. All right, and then from 1, let's say from 12:30, you know, 12:30 to 1 p.m., you know, lunch. All right. So basically, you still have from 1 p.m., depending how late you want to work. Let's say you want to end your day around 7 p.m. You know, 7 p.m. You so you got pretty much 6 hours to pretty much, do everything you need to do on that specific day. And it's possible. You can do pretty much everything. You just have to structure your day to be able to, get where you want to be. Let's say you want to, you still have time to follow up with clients. You still have time to, get new business. You still have time to show homes. You can do everything in that specific day, even though you're still doing, your regular job. So, with 1 p.m., let's say from 1 p.m. to 2, you can do, follow-ups with your pendings, your active buyers. You can set up showings, from 1 to 2 p.m. You can probably get it done in 45 minutes, if you really focus. From 2 to 3 p.m., you can basically, look for more business. You can cold call. You can switch it up if you want to, because sometimes people like to see, homes around 5 to 6 p.m. later afternoon. So if you want to cold call, you can do it from 2 to 3:30, 2 to 3, or you can do, 3:30 to 5 p.m. So let's do. Just do 3:30. And then we do sloppy. Set to 5:30. You can do showings, did you say? Showings. Cold calling. Okay. And let's say if you do this every day, 5 times a week, you'll do whatever other people do in 2 or 3 months, if you think about it. There's people that start a day, they go to the gym first thing in the morning. They don't start their working day around 1, 2 p.m. So they already wasted their whole morning. You're already working in the morning. So let's say you didn't do horses in the morning. You could start, you're already used to waking up early. Yeah. So you're ahead of people already. People wake up at 9, 10, 11 a.m. and their whole day is just gone. It's gone. There's other people that, for instance, let me erase this. You got a little.
The other side.
All right, let's see. Yeah. So for people that don't have, a job in the morning that are full time, this is what I used to do when I first started. That's when I used to work, for another brokerage, and I was hungry, so I didn't care about the times. So I would pretty much wake up from 6:30, 7, not the earliest, but that was my schedule. So I would always try to make sure that I was at the office by 8 a.m. And I had to start dialing 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. to 9:30. That was my cold calling. And if you're really hungry, I don't guarantee it, but it will get you a lot of business. 9:30 a.m. I was cold calling, 8 a.m. to 9:30. And if I still had an extra time, what I would do, this is just straight farming. I was just calling communities, I was calling expireds, but from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30, I will call FSBOs. Hold on. I'll call FSBOs. And then 10:30 to 12, I will do my follow-ups. And that would include active buyers, pendings, prospecting. Anyone that I think could potentially want to buy, even family members, I would call them up. I haven't talked to in years, just to see what, to see, if they're interested in buying, or if they know anyone that, that would like to buy. And then after that, you got lunch, 12 p.m. to 1, lunch, and then 1 p.m. to like 3. Would pretty much do, follow-ups, checking up on deals. You get a bunch of calls, this and that. And I will do prospecting. And then 3 p.m. by like 6 to 7 p.m. I would do mailers. So that would include either postcards, mailers, whatever it is. Sometimes I will leave the office around 9 p.m. when I used to be at the Concord. So if you do this every day for 1 or 2 months, I mean, you're gonna get some kind of business out of that. I mean, you might close 2 or 3 deals within 2 months. I mean, I don't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure you'll get something out of it. Yeah. You don't have to copy the same thing, but you can follow something that will work for your own stuff. Because let's be honest, we all wake up and like, what am I doing today? Because we don't have structures. We don't have structures. We wake up like, okay, well, I have to do this and that. And when you're thinking about it,
You forget.
you're wasting time in the morning when you could be doing all that stuff already.
That's me.
Yeah. And now it's easier because we have a bunch of systems. Like back then, all I had was a notebook. I had no money, so I couldn't buy a CRM.
Missing
It was
an
my-
eye or something?
Huh? Business,
Business.
calls.
You're missing out.
What? Let me go to the mic real quick. Add this on. Business equals calls. So you have to do the nasty, make the calls to get the business. Business calls, do the nasty calls, get the business. Get it?
What?
Do the nasty.
The bad stuff or the boring stuff?
Yeah, the boring stuff.
Do the boring stuff, the stuff you don't want to do, the stuff that you have no motivation that you want to do. You have to do that, make the calls to get the business.
And get the money.
Which, let's use green for money. Which gets you the money.
See, that's kind of all day.
Hmm?
He was running all day.
I was broke.
There's no, every top producing agent will tell you the same thing. There is no secret code. There is no secret formula. There is no secret that anybody's hiding. Every top agent does the same thing. They have a schedule and they cold call. They get business, they prospect. You could do open houses and at least you're putting yourself in a position to get more business while you're calling. If your open house is slow, you're calling while at an open house. You're knocking 2 birds out with 1 stone.
Or you could do, another thing that I used to do was, I was doing cold calling while I was doing mailers. I was just,
Yeah.
multitasking at the same time. And also, you gotta set goals as well. Set goals, and you have to figure out how you're gonna get there. You just don't wake up, all right, I want to make $100,000 this year. I mean, you gotta have a plan. You have to kind of break it down. All right, well, I have to sell this X amount of houses per month, so I can get to that $100,000. Let's say averagely you're making 2% per house. You have to kind of figure it out and see how many you have to sell.
Broke.
Broke?
Dial. Pretty self-explanatory.
What do you guys think is the hardest thing about keeping organized and staying on top of it?
That.
Huh?
That. Just doing it.
It's discipline.
Discipline.
Okay. And what do you think you need to change to be disciplined on
Your habits.
habits? Okay.
Mentality, mindset.
Mindset. Okay.
Motivation.
What do you think you need to start doing now so you can start changing those habits?
Start doing little things. One at a time.
Okay. There you go. Well, start. I mean, I'm not saying you have to start like a strict schedule. In the beginning, you can start by adding something to your, every day. You don't have to start like the whole thing and have a strict schedule. You can just start slowly and keep adding more stuff to your day.
There we go.
One thing that could help you guys as well is literally putting everything in your schedule. From waking up, from even if you go to the gym, having a strict time schedule, like, well, you have the gym at, I don't know, 8 a.m. and I have to leave by 9 a.m. But this is going to get you where you want to be. Because if you're running around, not knowing what you have to do, it's going to go in circles. Yeah, it's going to keep going in circles. Or you're going to miss a lot of opportunities with prospects. And you're going to miss opportunities because you're not organized. One thing that I hated was my old mentor. She would wake me up early, ask me what am I doing. I was like, well, I'm just not waking up. And she would yell at me, and she was like, oh, I already fed the horses, and I'm already prospecting, you're just not waking up. And I'm talking, I was like, not even 7 a.m. This lady would wake up at 5 a.m. She'd get done around 6 a.m. with her horses, feeding them and all that, and she's already prospecting early, first thing. And that's an everyday thing. And I'm talking about a 50-year-old, 50-year-old lady. So it's like, I mean, what am I doing? I'm younger than her, I have more energy, and she's literally doing circles around me. And she's she's still a top producer. She was making 20, 30 million a year. So.
She's been disciplined for
And she had a schedule. I mean, she had a schedule, and it's no secret to it. She's organized. She knows what she's doing. She's not wasting time. Because whenever you don't have a schedule, you're not going to be organized. Okay. Any questions?
Learning from the pro.
What flipped the switch for you? Like, man, you weren't doing many sales, and then you were like, you started getting some consistency because, real estate, like any job, to be able to build consistent cash flow from commission sales, it's a system. Some type of system you got. What changed for you?
For me, so basically, I mean, I went full time. So I was used to getting checks every week. Then when I noticed I wasn't getting paid every week, bills were coming in. I was like, well, I need to start doing something different. So what I started doing was, for September, everything I do in September is going to reflect in October. So I will work as much as possible on that specific month, and then, I would just close it on October. Starting October, I'll start, another month. So I would always have to have something pending every month. That was my goal. It didn't matter what it was. If it was a piece of land, whatever it is, I had to be working on something. The pipeline could not be dry. So that's what motivated me as well. And also I had bills, so.
Those don't stop.
Bills don't stop.
No. I mean, motivation only lasts so long. You just have to have discipline. Like, I have bills, I have responsibilities, goals. I didn't want to go back to my job, so I had to do what I had to do. People get comfortable in this business. People get comfortable. You get 1 or 2 sales, and then you think you already got it. It's not like that. You got to start all over again. You close that deal, You still gotta pay taxes on that check.
Yeah.
A good
People forget
agent-
that.
A good agent has consistent closings every month. If an agent has 3 closings in 1 month and then it doesn't close anything for 6 months, that's not a good sign of a good, steady business.
Yeah.
You should have 1, 2 every month, if not every other month.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good agent.
I set myself a goal and I said, this year I want to close at least 4 deals a month.
And you
And,
did.
and it has been happening, so.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, you start.
Maybe one day, maybe 1 month I only close 2 or 1, but then the next month I close 4. I mean, it is what it is, but at least I said, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the switch went off for you. You started turning up. Got more, but much more. You got a lot. You didn't. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there has to be some kind of structure, you know, what she's doing. You know, maybe she's not doing she's not dialed in like per hour what she's doing, but she has some kind of structure to get her to that point. Right? I mean, she only knows what she's doing. You know, she knows the structures and what she's doing.
And every day you learn something new.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm just no. Every day is
Yeah.
something new, and I like to learn. I like to.
Yeah. I mean, everyone works different. Some stuff will work for you guys. Sometimes some stuff won't.
It's like you
I had
It all depends.
yesterday. Somebody asked me, "Oh, how do you get your leads?" And I'm like, "Do you cold call?" And I said, "All I do is spirit influence. That's how I get my referrals.
Yep.
Just referrals. I haven't had a client that it has all been referrals. And some people are more strong at cold calling or fizzballs or whatever, you know, but that's just the way I have structured, and then it has worked for me.
Yes.
Don't be a secret agent.
Agreed.
Don't be a secret agent.
Right. And these are the companies, so it's easy to say, oh, dial, call. Here's the companies that we've all used to dial. So I've always used Zillow and Redix. You, Carlos, have used Vulcan 7, right?
No, I was Quinn.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I started Mojo. Yeah, I started
So
Mojo.
these are the 4 companies that you can use to dial.
Yeah.
So no excuse to not dial.
Yeah, I
We
mean-
got the
Yeah,
answer.
I mean, also another thing that I see, you know, there's a lot of people that cold call, but they don't cold call with a purpose. They just call, hey, are you interested in buying? No, okay, thank you. Like you have to be very strategic with it as well. If you're farming neighborhoods, you have to, you know, call with a purpose. Like, hey, there's been a couple houses that have sold in the area. You know, I don't know if you would, if you're looking to sell in the future, or you know anyone that's looking to move in the neighborhood. So you can kind of farm different communities and just become the expert of that specific community. You know, like Nate back then, what was it, Golden Meadows? He had that locked down. He had like 5 listings there one time. He saw like 5 properties, and that was because Nate was consistent doing mailers in that specific community.
I was hammering it.
So he became the go-to realtor in that area. You know, he's just been consistent. You know, when someone wanted to sell, probably had their postcard. I did postcards with Quinn, one of my friends, and we sent out 3,000. We got no calls back, nothing. So we probably should have just focused on one specific community and just hit that, you know, constantly. But
Yeah, and get a script too. You don't want to go in blind. You know,
Yeah.
you want to have some sort of a script. You don't want to sound like a robot either, but if you have some sort of script that kind of gives you a template of questions to ask to keep the conversation going, that's good. You don't want to go in, like Carlos said, cold call for no reason and just be like, hey, how you doing today? They're not gonna.
Yeah.
You got about 10 seconds of attention before they're turned off.
yeah, what's the point of making 200, 300 calls if you only got in contact with 5 people and all you said was, are you looking to sell? And they say no. Like it's pointless.